O'Melveny has a long history of supporting and advocating for veterans and military families. Our Veterans Initiative includes pro bono work, client partnerships focused on veteran hiring, on-campus veteran recruiting, volunteer work in partnership with U.S. Vets and Operation Gratitude, and O'Melveny Salute, an internal veteran advisory group that has grown to over 50 members.
From the moment I walked into O'Melveny, all of my mentors, including Warren Christopher, would tell the stories about how we grew up with Los Angeles, and in that role, we had a duty to give back, and that was instilled in the culture, at least to me, from the first time I walked in.
You and I may not need an attorney to see a doctor, but if you are a homeless military veteran, you probably do. And so the work that we can do on behalf of this population is critical. We can make sure that veterans get the benefits that they're entitled to, that they get health care, that they get housing, that they get education, and frankly, only lawyers can do that.
I was in the Marine Corps during the Vietnam War. I was a forward observer stationed about 15 miles outside of Da Nang in '69 and '70. The veterans that we encounter on a regular basis who have been homeless, many of them have minor legal issues that they've not dealt with over the years that kind of trap them in that homeless space, and we want to help them get past that, and our partnership with O'Melveny and other firms has helped us do that.
It's funny when you look back at history, after World War II, veterans came home, they needed an education, they were homeless. Now is almost like then, that we were welcoming people back with a thank you and a hug and said, thanks for your service. But we weren't helping people get jobs, and we weren't helping them get homes. And what could we do to accelerate that? So thanks to partners like O'Melveny, we were able to convene the private sector and say, let's hire 10,000 veterans who are amazing potential employees to be able to do something to help Los Angeles and help them with that transition.
And we ended up on the top of City Hall with Mayor Garcetti, General Petraeus, about 115 people, 35 companies later, and we were talking about veterans employment and moving the needle forward and really introducing the topic to companies that previously hadn't heard it presented in such a way.
My military background is I flew E-2C Hawkeyes in the Navy on active duty for 9 years. And I'm proud to say U.S. Vets is the best of the best. We're also incredibly grateful for O'Melveny for helping us attack some of the really challenging problems in our community and our country for helping veterans get help.
With Operation Backpack, we actually received a request from one of our employees who was a reservist at Bank of America who entered into active duty in Kabul, Afghanistan. He asked that instead of care packages for him and his troops, that we consider providing school backpacks for the orphans in Kabul.
My name is Kevin Schmiegel. I'm a retired Marine Lieutenant Colonel. I served for 20 years from 1989 to 2009. Operation Gratitude has a twofold mission. The first part of our mission is to lift the morale and spirits of our military and first responder communities. And the second part of our mission, which is equally important, is to allow every American the opportunity to show their appreciation of those who serve, and that's through hands-on volunteerism. Operation Backpack is a perfect example of that.
These partnerships are really important because they produce opportunities for in-house legal professionals to meet with their counterparts at the law firm. And trust is established and built based on relationships. And that's something that bleeds into not only other pro bono matters, but also in terms of business.
My name is Jefferson. I'm a United States Marine captain. I served from 2007 to 2011. When it comes to recruiting, it's hard to separate yourself from the other firms. When we go to networking events or recruiting events, myself and the other veterans, and we could connect to a young Marine or a young sailor in law school, and we can say, hey, we were in your shoes, we know what it's like, we know what you came from, and we can tell you coming to O'Melveny is a good place to be.